Hi, everyone. Thanks again for joining us for another episode of the Daily BizLink. Jane Cebrynski is back. And in today's episode, we're talking about NOWvember and a challenge that Jane has prepared for us. So Jane, thanks for being here.
Thanks so much for having me, Lindsay. Okay, let's start off with a 10 moment.
My 10 moment. Well, I have a fun little afternoon adventure ahead of me. I'm going to jump in the car, drive up to Flagstaff to present at the Arizona Association for Economic Development, hanging out with some old friends that I've known from my past life in economic development. And we're talking about branding. So that's definitely a 10 moment for me. And to have a little time in the car to turn on the music and clear my head and kind of think through some other projects that I'm currently working on, that is definitely a 10 moment for me.
I love it. We'll give those folks a big hello for me too, as I know and have missed some of them. And I found being in the car sometimes when I get most of my creative ideas just kind of in that peace and quiet. So enjoy that. Well, we're going to talk about November now. And I have a little bit of a challenge for your audience that I want to talk about. And that is my Give Hope, Give Thanks challenge for 30 days. So you know that one of the dimensions I coach in is philanthropy. And we know through science that when we really give to others, and it doesn't necessarily have to mean like financially, but we really can get happy. It changes our physiology. And we know that there are chemicals that get produced and we have the ability to really help ourselves. And so I want to remind everybody that when we can give hope to others and we can think of others, then we are actually helping our overall well-being. And that's what I'm all about.
I am all about that too. And I mean, philanthropy and giving back and helping others is something that I'm also very passionate about. And I know that helps to elevate any work day, any work week, if I can, add a little bit of that into my life. So Jane, as it relates to this specific NOWvember challenge, we talked about giving hope and giving thanks, but would you mind giving us a little bit more specifics on what that looks like and how we can take action on it in the next week?
Yeah, absolutely. So first and foremost, you're one of the biggest contributors of hope out there. And so thank you for all that you do. And just the fact that we do this every week hopefully gives people hope. Whether I share a little bit of a tool or we have this conversation, we're giving hope. And so what I want people to realize is oftentimes, especially high achievers, we discover that, the idea of giving back and giving hope to others is very important. But sometimes it's a matter of, okay, I don't feel like I have the time. And then for some people, it's, okay, I feel like it's all financial and I don't have the financial resources. So our acronym for Give Hope is get involved, volunteer, educate, help other people excel. And I want people to realize that sometimes you can give hope just through a conversation. You can give hope by a smile or some words of affirmation. And so it doesn't necessarily have to be something really big and grandiose in order for you to give hope to somebody else and then receive that dose of dopamine or oxytocin or serotonin that we get when we give hope to others. And that gratitude component, dopamine is considered the gratitude drug. So every time you give gratitude or you receive it, you get that little hit. And so I want to challenge everyone in the month of November for 30 days to give hope and give thanks in any way that they decide. So some people have shared with me that they plan to reach out to a different person every day and just have a little conversation. Other people have said, you know what, I'm going to write a thank you note every single day. Others are talking about sending out a text message. There's so many different ways that we can give hope. So the challenge first is to think about, okay, how do I want to do this over 30 days? And then starting November 1st, you can join my team. And every week I'm going to coach for 30 minutes. For those who want to jump on a virtual call, it's always optional, but just to give hope to one another, but also to share what we're doing, share our experiences, and hopefully that will continue to ignite the joy, the gratitude, and give hope in other people. So I'm looking to make this, a big movement in the month of November.
Well, I think this conversation hit at a perfect time. November 1st is on Monday. So as we look to prepare for the month ahead, I think this is something that we should all look to implement and incorporate into our rituals and routines each day. So if you're really committed to this, if you believe in doing it, put it on your calendar. You only need what, 5-10 minutes on your calendar to make this happen. And it
Easy.
doesn't have to be anything formal or the same thing every single day. It's not like you have to do a thank you card every single day. Change it up, keep it interesting. So
Absolutely. It's whatever, suits you. And, it's that intention. It's that intention. So I just want to challenge everybody to do it for 30 days, see what happens.
I love it. All right, Jane. So as we look to wrap up today's conversation, is there anything else you want to leave our audience with?
Hey, I want them to DM me. I want them to hit like, and engage and share. We're going to be looking for a lot of engagement in the month of November. And if you've got any questions, you know how to reach me at jane@pattersonsportsventures.com.
Wonderful. All right, Jane. Thanks so much for joining us on this episode of the Daily BizLink.
Thanks so much, Lindsay. Have a great weekend.